Hello everybody, I just thought I'd do an introduction for this new series I'm getting started here. Barefoot fishing, because, I call myself JT Bear, so there you go. And I'm not too big on boats, don't really have one, so I'll be doing most of my fishing on my feet. That being said, okay, I want to let you know this, don't watch this expecting to learn any new fantastic fishing tips. I find most of my information on YouTube when it comes to this. And, really, I haven't been fishing in over 20 years. So, I really don't have a clue. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. Okay, that being said, I put up some videos a while ago because a good friend of ours gave us some trout. And, I got some great information on gutting those, particularly using a stronger, sharper knife, something more appropriate than a little tiny skinny kitchen thing. And as some of you may be aware, I had way too much fun playing with those fish heads. Join me at the bingo hall. Anyway, I decided it would be a good idea to get back to fishing. As a kid, I used to have a lot of fun doing this with a really good buddy of mine, and unfortunately, he's passed away, so I used that as an excuse to stop going fishing, and I really shouldn't have, so I'm dedicating this first video to him, and my heart is with you, man. You are missed. But I'm going out fishing anyway, and I've had to start from basically square one. I went down to the coast to visit my parents and maybe even collect my fishing supplies from when I was a kid, and much to my surprise, there wasn't anything left. I had a net down there. Otherwise, everything else had been given to assorted church groups and stuff for fundraisers, and that's cool. I really appreciate my parents trying to do something with, to support their community and to help build their faith. I hadn't used this stuff for 20 years anyway, right? So really, I can't say much about it. So I'm going to need to go out. I'm going to need to get new equipment. I'm going to need to refresh my skill set, and I'm hoping that I'm going to have a lot of fun. So why don't you come on, join me. I'm going to be putting out episodes as often as I can because, like I say, I used to really love fishing, so I got this funny feeling once I get back out there playing with the rod on the water, that's where I'm going to want to stay. So, without further ado, let's get going. I got to find myself some equipment. This here is what I found. Zebco Ready Tackle Series. Very entry level. As a kid, though, I used to love the whole Zebco line. As an adult, I'm not quite so sure. I was looking on the back of the package and I found one thing here of interest. Warning, this product contains a chemical known to the state of California to cause cancer, birth defects, and other reproductive harm. Okay, so what are they putting in a fishing rod that's going to cause cancer? I'm leaning towards, I don't know, like, what is the plastic radioactive? I don't know. At the same time on the package it says, environmentally friendly jigs and sinkers. Okay, something in here causes cancer, but it's not the jigs and sinkers. They're environmentally friendly. Anyway, let's take a look at this thing and open the package. See if we can't have a little fun. Alright, got this open. Let's just take a look at what's inside. Tackle box, I look forward to opening that and playing with it a little bit. The reel's got a decent weight to it, but it's plastic, so I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. Things may have changed a lot since I was a kid, but it seems to me plastic stuff still breaks easier than, metal. And then what do we have here? Collapsing rod. That should fit in the backpack nice and easy. Then the Zebco, everything you need to have a great experience, great fishing experience. Well, let's open that up. Okay, flattened it out. We'll open it up here. What do we have? All the different fish you could be looking for. And then waters you'll find them. Where to look in the waters. What to use as bait. And action while retrieving. Okay, well, all in all, I can't speak for the quality of that information yet, or how easy it is to read all wrinkly and glossy, but that seems like that would be some handy information for a person like me who really kind of doesn't have a clue. What do we got on the back here? A lure identifier. Getting to know your various bits of tackle, most of which are not in that box. And various bits of rigging. Okay, kind of cool. But those of you who follow my channel know that I don't really read directions anyway. So, some getting started in troubleshooting. I might actually read that. We'll see. So let's take a look inside this double-decker tackle pack. A couple of bobbers. What else do we have in here? Is that a I wish I was a fly? Okay, now as far as I know, it's illegal to use those barbs here in BC, so I'm going to have to take some pliers and pop those all off. I'm guessing all of the hooks in here have that, which makes sense. A nice little collection of hooks, though. Should last me a day or two, the way I do things. What do we got in here? Bait spinning. Woohoo! One whole spinner. Not going to have to add to that at all. And we've got, let's see, a few swivels. Excellent. Clamping weights. 2 clamping weights and 1 string weight. Love the neighborhood. Well, 3 weights, definitely going to have to add to that. And a couple of floats. Even when I was a kid, this was never my favorite style of float. But it'll certainly work for now. Let's take a look at what's on the other side of this. Certainly a cute little box. Ooh. I was kind of expecting more of a jelly feel to that. What, is this supposed to be like a fake worm? What is this? Anybody know what this is? Comment below. Let me know what this is. What I'm supposed to do with it. I'm guessing it involves shoving a hook through it somehow, but... Ooh, look! Fake krill. Because, you know, that's totally believable, dude. Any fish in the water is going to go for that for sure. Right. Right. Somehow I suspect I'm going to need live bait for these waters, but we'll see. And what do we got here? Some more of those little... Looks like worms with a screwy tail. Oh, they come in all kinds of colors. They must be really useful. So seriously, yeah. Somebody let me know what I'm supposed to do with these, because I got a lot of them. Can only assume this is if I'm lucky enough to actually catch some fish. If I'm lucky enough to catch some fish, and I'm not going to just release them. I guess this is what, that you string it through their gills or something. I don't know. Anyway, you look at it, I'm definitely going to have to get more information before I go out and play. With a hook, anyway. But that's certainly not going to stop me from putting the rod and reel together, putting a weight and a float on them, and, you know, practicing casting and stuff. A little curious to know if I'm going to get in any trouble for fishing without a hook, because I don't have a license yet. But I figure without a hook, how can it be fishing? How much trouble could I really get in? I guess we'll find out together. Good sturdy rope. Kinda like that. Alright. Straighten that out a bit. And here we go. So I did a lot of looking online as to various types of knot that I might want to use for this, and the one I found the most useful was a clinch knot. So I practiced tying it on this old climbing rope quite a few times, basically you just wrap it around. Most people say 6 or 8 times, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and you kind of tuck it through the top here. This is a little messy. And it clinches like that, hence it's called a clinch knot. Okay, it works pretty good. Supports my body weight, doesn't slip. There's rather a lot of body weight for it to support there. Decent knot, not that hard to tie, a little sloppy though for my tastes. So what I tried doing, and what I'm going to do, I suspect, for the vast majority of the knots I have to tie for this, is I kind of reversed it. I stick my finger in the bottom here, and I just wrap it around the other way. 2, 3, I didn't have enough lead here. 4, so I'm going to do a really short version of this to show you. Tuck it through, and clinch it up the same way. So what that does, you see here, as I tighten it, this is being forced into the main loop. I think I like that a lot better, and I find it much easier to tie. I was never a Boy Scout. I'm sure it's got some fancy name, but I'm just going to refer to this as a reverse clinch knot. So there you go. I think I have my knot. Seems to me it's probably a good idea to practice this on something smaller than climbing rope. So I've got some garden twine here. Still not quite fishing line, but closer. We'll see. Make sure I leave myself lots of leader, and then I'll wrap that around once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm just going to bring it back through the loop my finger created. Hold that nice and tight while I close up my knot. That's nowhere near as purty as it was with the climbing rope. That's still a very sturdy knot. Okay, try this with some fishing line. I don't know how well this is going to show up in the camera, but I've got some old sturdy blue fishing line from when I used to do river fishing as a kid. Once again, I'm just going to wrap that around. Give myself more leader. Once again, I'm just going to wrap that around. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. You know what? I'm only going to try that 5. Tuck it through. Cinch it up. That, even with the very few ties on it, seems good and tight to me. I think I still need a whole lot of practice with that, but gotta start somewhere, and this is just the beginning. Moving on. Alright, well here we are. I found myself a quiet-ish spot on the lake. The traffic's roaring behind me, but that's life. I'm going to try and practice casting a little bit. Even if I manage to lose all my lures in the grasslands and trees that you can see behind me, I sure get one heck of a view while I'm doing this. Check this out. You know, everything you see here is like 3 minutes from my house. I know I've got it so rough, right? Living in BC though, I mean really, lakes, rivers, creeks, absolutely everywhere. And that's where I'll be. Let's give this a try. Of course, now that I'm out with the camera, it started raining, so I'll just have to try and set up some sort of umbrella over the tripod and hope for the best, alright? With any luck, this will still work at the end of the clip. Wasn't bad. weight I've got on this line is definitely too much for this float. Well, it doesn't really matter for practicing casting, I suppose. Probably only getting about 30-40 feet right now. We're not really zinging it. I suppose I should give that a try, in all fairness. Now that I'm actually testing this reel, it seems to be not too bad for a $20 set. Slightly better distance on that one. Rain's getting a little heavier now. I guess that's part of the game now. Definitely going to have to get a lighter weight. Or a bigger bob. Gotta say though, feels nice to be casting again after so many years. Not quite as alien as I was expecting it to be. Too bad I don't have the camera in hand. There's a nice eagle flying over the lake at the moment. I don't know if you saw that buzz by that little yellow bird there. So I need to work on keeping my eye on the target. Oh, a lightning strike up in the mountains. Not sure I'm safe to keep this up. Nature at its finest right there. I used to love living in the prairies for lightning and thunderstorms. Oh, it's intense. BC doesn't get anything like that. We get some pretty good ones. Now from what I hear, we're not really going to need an overhand cap. Definitely gets it farther out, but a lot more of a plunk in the water. I guess it's fine if you're going for like a deeper fish. I guess right now I'm just kind of working on targeting and reminding myself really how simple this activity is. Do a little target practice, see if I can get a couple of these on camera for you. Just here by myself today. Can't imagine why anybody would want to come out with me in the rain anyway. But I don't mind it. Nice gentle rain is good for the soul. Besides, I come from the coast and it's almost always raining there. At least it feels like it anyway. That was fantastic. Although I need to keep my eye on the target. You can definitely see I'm going to need to restring this spool. Well, my knots seem to be working. 10 points for the reverse clinch knot. There's a little fish just jumped there. I guess this would be a good area to come back to in a few months. I've got hooks and practice and such. From what I hear from my friends who fish, that was probably some form of trout. Although I guess we've got salmon in this lake too. You tell me just south of here there's a very large population of largemouth bass. Oh, there he goes again. Nature truly is a wonderful thing. Oh, that was terrible. See, I gotta face the target. It's one tip that was repeated many, many times today in everything that I watched before I came out. So you know me, I like to do a little bit of YouTube research before I try just about anything these days. Keep your eye on the target. Face your target. Everybody's comparing it to shooting a rifle, but whatever. Eye on the target. And I still went way left. Got this problem when I play golf too. Not that I play a lot, but. So this little rig was pre-spun with 10-pound test line. It's definitely going to be too much for trout fishing. That was a nice cast. And it's got an awful lot of stretch slash spring in it, so I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that either. Lots of things for me to look into, lots of things for me to learn about. But when you're starting at zero, you can only get better. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera and see if we can get some of these landings. Alright, well, I'm getting rained down pretty fierce here. Looks like my camera's going to get wet no matter what I do, so I guess I'm done with this part of the adventure for now, but I'll definitely be back. I saw a couple fish jumping here already. When I'm coming back with the hook, I'm coming back here. That was terrible. There's one for the bloopers. Well, it seems to work alright as a nice tight knot. I can't untie it to show you how I tied it in the first place. Not so sure how I feel about that.